Dear colleagues, good afternoon, everybody. I'm very glad to be here to share our different experience in the field of ICH. I take the occasion to bring you the greetings of our director, Mr. Eike Schmidt. I will present this afternoon a project we started this year. And to be clear, I will start from the beginning, of course. Okay, before I started to write the project, I wonder, what can the ICH teach us today in our contemporary time? And I find two answers. First of all, the ICH can recreate the sense of community. Second one, through ICH, we can point out the importance of know-how which is at the base of both art and crafts. We can find both the teaching of art and crafts in craftsmanship and handicrafts. The center of this teaching is the workshop. Over the centuries, the workshops have concentrated, in particular in some cities in Italy and everywhere in Europe, I think, and within the city in some specific neighborhoods. For example, in Florence, the neighborhood of Santo Spirito near Palazzo Pitti, that means near the place where the court lives, has been developed together with the workshops that are there in greater numbers than in other districts. After these two premises, I will illustrate the work-related learning projects we entitle Botteghe Artigiane, Beni Culturali, Connessioni, Artisan Workshop, Cultural Heritage Connection, that Uffizi Galleries, and in particular the Education Department, have organized for this school year. 2 school years are necessary to complete this 140-hour project, which starts with the 3rd classes of 7 schools in Florentine metropolitan area. In 5 Florentine museums, the students will follow both historical and artistic topics and the technique of working with the museum characteristic materials, the semi-precious stones, the porcelain, and the frames of the Palazzo Pitti, the painting technique at the Uffizi, the sculpture and the applied arts at the Bargelli Museum, the art of green at the Boboli Garden, the restoration workshops, and the Ufficio delle Pietre Dure. I will show you later the slides about this place. Okay, also we recommended the students to read and to have a dialogue about the book by Richard Sennett, The Craftsman. Thanks to the Camera di Commercio di Firenze, CNA, and Confartigianato, that means the Institutional Crafts Association, students will then be able to visit companies with activities related to those of the museum visited, to deepen business management issues, and to carry out work projects to relive the workshop in our time. The next school year, the students themselves will be hosted directly by Artistic Crafts Enterprise, so as to be able to deepen technique such as inlay and mosaic, and to learn more about materials such as ceramics, woods, textile, stones, gold, artistic leather, goods, and artisan perfumery. The project includes not only craft association of the area, but above all, through them, the workshop and small business. After illustrating the project, I want to show you some of the museum and workshop that will be visited by the students. Okay, here we are at the Pitti Palace, and I want to make you understand, if you take away from this beautiful room, if you remove all the parts that are made by artisans like stucco, like frames, and furniture, textile, we remove all the magic of the place. And then this is the same in the fresco ceiling in the room of Jupiter, that is always the Palazzo Pitti. That is one of the museums that they will visit. Then the treasure of the Grand Duke, where they will find beautiful semi-precious vases and jewelry, and ceramic, porcelain. Then the Boboli Gardens, where they will meet the gardener. They have practice some way of gardening that came from the ancient time. The Bargello Museum, where they will see together these beautiful Robbia statues like this one at the Madonna della Mela, and the ceramic from Urbino like this, or mosque lamp from the Arabic collection of the Bargello. And then to finish, the Opificio delle Pietre Dure, where they show the artifact of Pietre Dure, that means semi-precious mosaics, like this one. And then they are just going to the different workshops, like the Lisio Foundation, where they made velvet textile with the ancient waver, and the Officina Profumo Farmaceutica di Santa Maria Novella, where they still made traditional perfumeries, and a place called Old Conventino, where there is a group of artisans, like that is a friend of mine, Tommaso, that is make a home decoration, or Mr. Omero Soffici, who is one of the best that is working in wood inlay. And I hope that this, I want to put, okay, I put this image in. After, okay, the question of transmitting the artisan experience from the current to the next generation has been one of the most convincing themes in motivating the artisan to give their adhesion. That is not so easy to have, because time is money, as we say in Florence, in Italy. So you don't have always the time to explain to the students, but they see the word of Uffizi Galleries, that they trust us. The need of a workshop practice that goes beyond the logic of scholastic training can be stimulated by staying with the craftsman, who will have at his disposal a young student who is already culturally ready to accept the teaching. The core of the project is precisely that of making evident the cultural values of manual skills in the artisanship, the centrality of these activities in the cultural and economic development of the territories, and the risk of their destruction in the prevalence of an exclusively virtual vision of the future. From what has been exposed excuse me, emerged an organic, okay, so far emerged the urgency to create transmission on use and especially reconsideration of that enormous wealth of manual skills. The reason why the project can be considered an inspiring example on ICH lies both in the fact of being aimed by younger generation and in closely linking artisan skills to the world of museum, starting from the definition of Michelangelo and that obeys the intellect and the absence of differentiation between the arts and crafts in the world of arts in the Middle Age and in the Renaissance. Central importance will be recognized to the recovery of sensory awareness. This is losing. Central to both the implementation and the simple use of a cultural heritage, and even for the community-based vision of it. The recognition of aggregative values in the society of certain artisan activities, their contribution to the economical development of the territories in which they are carried out, and the undeniable relationship that binds them to the understanding of historical and artistic value in general will also be fundamental. Thank you for the attention.